Dwight's always watching. Okay, are we ready? I think I'm ready. What is up, everyone? It is me with ADHD, and I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I have packed on a few pounds recently. Actually, 28 pounds to be exact, which means that I'm back to cutting out foods, getting back into shape. It's happening, people. Whew. Jeez, even that was tiring. It's gonna be a long journey. Anyway, whew. So this and the fact that I had a comment on my 5 best foods for ADHD video, which I'm gonna link, which way? It's this way, yeah, okay, it's this way. Which I'm gonna link above here. What I got thinking was, I wonder what the worst foods that you can have for ADHD are. So in this video, that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about. So here it is. This is the worst foods for ADHD. So let's start with the most obvious one then, right? Sugar. Come on, we all know that sugar's bad for us, right? Sugary snacks, while they are literally just the best thing ever, they also contributed hugely to the fact that I've gained nearly 30 pounds. They're bad for like a number of reasons though. Weight gain is one of them. Teeth rot is another. The fact that sugar is addictive is another one. But what it can also do is it can also lead to hyperactivity. I say it can lead to it because I don't think that happens to everyone, but studies have shown that a high sugar diet can lead to children becoming more restless, more destructive, and have shown an increase in inattention. Does that sound right? An increase in inattention? It's like a positive with a negative? I think that's right. Anyway, from my personal experience, I also think that it messes with ADHD medication as well. When I was eating too much sugar, my head like starts to buzz. It's really weird and my eyes go a little bit weird, almost like tunnel visioned a little bit. Is that just me, or maybe that's probably just me? But I do find it much harder to focus after I've had a lot of sugar. Moving on. The next one I want to talk about is dyes and preservatives. Now, it's not just the sugar in those delicious snacks that messes with your juju. It's also those pesky color dyes that turn them all colors of the rainbow, and the preservatives that make them last forever and ever and ever and ever. Like seriously, have you ever seen a year-old McDonald's French fry? It looks more fresh then than it did the day you got it. Like, for real. I also actually just watched a recent story on the news of a guy opening a McDonald's hamburger for the first time in like 20 years, and it looks like it could have been served yesterday. Like, for real. Studies on children have shown that food additives can greatly affect them in a negative way. And not just ADHD children, all children. It actually had such an effect on people's lives that there have been campaigns to get companies to remove the chemicals from certain foods, leading to many of these companies either removing it or adding a warning label to their foods. Whilst these additives are bad though, some of them are much worse than others. For instance, blue numbers 1 and 2 are considered to be some of the worst. Red 40 and 3 are also bad. So are yellows 5 and 6. So if you can't avoid them completely, at least be on the lookout for these ones. And if you live in England, you're mostly safe. England actually uses vegetables like carrot extract to colour their products instead of using additives. We're just good like that in England. Alright, what's next? Let's go with soda and energy drinks. So aside from the same things in the other stuff, chemicals, sugar, coloring, sodas actually contain caffeine. Caffeine can actually be used somewhat by people to actually self-medicate themselves. I did the same thing for my ADHD, and it's because it mimics the effect of stimulant medication. The problem is that people don't really know how much they're consuming because there's so much in energy drinks that it's crazy. And Other regular sodas contain it as well, and if you're like me, then you can just pound like 4 sodas in one sitting, and before you know it, you're totally overstimulated. Here's the thing though, surprisingly, that makes ADHDers less alert. When ADHDers take stimulants, it doesn't have the same effect that it does on a neurotypical brain. For them, it gives them a burst of energy and it makes them hyperactive and like they have to be doing stuff. But for an ADHD brain, it actually slows it down and allows it to focus better, which means that when you're downing coffees trying to perk yourself up in the morning and treat your ADHD, you might actually be overstimulating and having the opposite effect that you want. Alright, so last up is one that I didn't even know about until a few days ago when I was researching all this stuff, and that is salicylates. I know, I had literally no idea what that was either. I didn't even know how to pronounce it. For the longest time I was calling it salicylates. So, salicylates is a compound that's found in fruits and vegetables, namely fruits like apricots, oranges, grapes, plums, apples, you know, all the good ones. The salicylates displace nutrients into the body that can actually boost ADHD symptoms. We've spoken in previous videos about the positive effect that fatty acids have on the brain, right? And how it helps to make it function properly and everything. Well, salicylates stop the fatty acids from working properly for you. Like, how much does that suck? It also doesn't stop there. This compound is also used in shampoos, in some cleaning products, in a bunch of other stuff. So these should be avoided as well if you can. And just check all your products to see if it contains salicylates. And that's all I have for you today. Do me a favor, avoid these things and eat the other things I told you to, all right? Obviously, it's not that easy, and these things actually aren't the worst things to eat. Dog crap would be worse, I guess. But stopping them might just help you stave off some of your symptoms, so you never know. I would just give it a try and see. Let me know about these foods, let me know if there's any foods that I might have missed. Like the video if you did, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell icon, stay up to date with all my new content, and I will see you guys in the next one.